Hello and welcome. We're going to be discussing Culture Burns itself, a very meta episode where we discuss the implications of this show,
What it means,
what it means to us.
what it means to have this show.
The show is something powerful. It ascends the boundaries of time and space into the realms of fiction. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about Marvel Rivals. A very, very amazing video game that pulls, Marvel and its various rival factions.
Yeah.
Yeah. My boy Libra over here loves this game. I love Marvel, but it's all right. But I will be discussing the exact people that I wish were in the game, down to a T. Hitmonkey being number one.
Hitmonkey's supposed to come to the game. I swear. I've heard this.
No fucking way is
I've heard.
Hitmonkey.
Look it up.
That was me pulling out the most random character I could think of in feasible possible Marvel history that I didn't think would ever be in something.
The very first thing you should do right now is pull up the list of the actual leaked characters.
No, you should pull up that list and then I'll riff off of it.
All right.
Let's see if I get any right. Hitmonkey, I definitely think would make a wild character.
I feel like we may have done this before. Now that I think about it.
No.
But let's do it anyway.
We did Ultron. I know we did that one. We talked about Ultron and Doctor Doom.
All right, you ready? Here is a list of all 22 currently data mined characters and their supposed classes.
Oh yeah.
So this is 4 months ago. This is before some of these characters were actually announced and have been released. Like Emma Frost was data mined and actually ended up coming out. Another Vanguard or Guardian, like a tank. The Hood. So I don't know how that works. I don't really.
He practices magic and sometimes has guns. He's a criminal underworld lord who practices magic and makes a deal with Satan, basically Mephisto.
Cool.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be in that new Ironheart TV show, so I think that's why they're introducing him in that. Who else?
Let me see here. Colossus, who I'm waiting for. He's cool.
Colossus would be cool. Colossus is always fun in like any video game he's in. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the X-Men Legends games. Colossus is always dope.
Phoenix.
So the Phoenix Force, or it's just gonna be Jean Grey with the Phoenix.
Yeah, probably that.
It's just a giant flaming bird.
Yeah, get ready for this. Paste Pot Pete.
I don't know what the fuck that even is. That's like
Moving
Jeff the
on.
Shark type shit. Hold on. Paste Pot Pete. He's a Spider-Man villain, I guess, who has some kind of weird ray gun that connects to like a backpack.
Weird.
Yeah, he's a weird Silver Age dude. I don't know why they put him in this one.
I don't mind more goofy characters like Squirrel, Paste Pot Pete. Throw him in.
This is a Silver
All right.
Age goof.
Cyclops. That's who I'm waiting for.
Why? Cyclops is so lame.
Nah, he's only lame in the movies.
Dude, I know comics. I know he's less lame in the comics, but he's still a lame hard ass in the comics.
Okay.
He's kind of like Captain America. Captain America in the
But
comics is kind of lame too.
But he's gonna have such a cool ability. Like, I want to play that ability in the game. A giant laser beam to blast people with.
Yeah, that would be cool. It would be definitely better than Paste Pot Pete. Oh, he shoots paste out of his gun. That's why.
Cool.
He shoots. It's a glue gun.
All right, next up, Nightcrawler.
I like how you give me Paste Pot Pete, and then you're just saying all these like actual like recognizable characters.
Hey, that's the order that was written.
Nightcrawler, whatever. I mean,
Nah, Nightcrawler's sick. You're crazy.
I don't like the X-Men, dude. I'm not a fan.
What?
I'm not a fan. It's funny because I probably...
So you're not going to care about Gambit also being in the game?
No, I like Gambit, but he's like one of the few X-Men I like. I can probably rattle off on my hand the X-Men that I like. You got Wolverine, Gambit. If we're including villains, Magneto, Deadpool, Juggernaut. Yep. All right, Deadpool, Juggernaut. That's 5.
You don't like Cyclops?
I don't like Cyclops that much.
You don't like Professor X?
Colossus is cool. Professor X is kind of lame, to be honest with you. I always thought he was
Magic?
kind of lame. Magic's whatever. I could care less
Magic's
about
cool.
Magic. I mean, it's a cool character, but it's like it's a derivative character. You know what I mean? That's the problem I don't like about X-Men, but I like about X-Men is there's so many diverse characters that some of them are kind of just derivative of other Marvel characters, and then some of them are very unique and cool. You know what I'm saying? Even like Emma Frost is kind of just derivative of Jean Grey. She just has diamond skin instead and is sometimes a villain.
I mean, I think it's already established that there's a lot of X-Men that have essentially the same telepathy and telekinesis ability.
Yeah, I know.
So it makes sense that there would be another one. And I think it's cool that she's actually like almost seemingly better, but not.
See, when it comes to like the Marvel universe, I love the Avengers, like and the espionage and like the Nick Fury and the Shield and stuff like that. But then the other side of it is I like the mystical side. And those are like the two sides that I really like a lot.
Hmm.
You know what? To add a third side, I like the multiverse too. But like when it comes to that, the only multiverse the X-Men will sometimes go into the multiverse, but that's more of like time travel and stuff like that. The thing that I would say that was really good that the X-Men did that I liked that was multiversal was Exiles. I've talked about that before, I think, on here. And I think if they made like an Exiles TV show or something like that, it probably wouldn't even deal with the X-Men. It would probably deal with more of like an Avengers type team. But I don't know. I just never have been that into the X-Men. The X-Men to me have just always been kind of overplayed. And I didn't even really like the movies growing up, to be totally honest with you. I didn't like the first three X-Men movies. And then there were parts of Origins that I liked, and then there were parts that I hated.
All right. Let's not shit on X-Men.
Let's not shit on X-Men. I'm not shitting
Ultron,
on
who we
them.
know is coming out for sure.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this one thing that I like a lot about the X-Men is they
They
were...
fail a lot.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Back in the day, in the 60s, they were like the first, like, huge team and, like, thinly veiled, like racism, metaphor, which I kind of respect a lot. That back in the 60s that they would, like, do something like that in, like, I think it was 1962 or 63, when it was kind of like a big thing politically to go against the veil. They had characters that were like different and kind of weren't like your usual characters and hated because they were different. And I think that was kind of a really cool, amazing thing that Stanley, tried to do at the time that was different. But there's something positive about the X-Men besides the
Okay,
fact.
so you were not shitting on them. You were not. Okay.
No, I was just stating that I was never a huge fan of the X-Men characters as characters. I think that the concept and idea is cool, but I've never been a fan of like most of the characters in the X-Men, especially the main X-Men characters. Mostly just like Wolverine, and Wolverine didn't even come in until like later. He came in as a villain first and then attacked the X-Men and then just realized that Magneto like brainwashed him or something.
Well, let's go down the line and then we can see if there's any more X-Men that you actually do like.
There's a lot of X-Men in this.
There's a character called yeah, of course.
Well, great.
Locus.
I don't even know who Locus is. Is this like another Pot Paste Pete or whatever his name was?
I'm not sure.
This is not an X-Men character.
Cool.
Fernanda Rodriguez is a vigilante known as the Red Locust from San Diego, California. She's the only child of a family of centuries-long tradition whereby a group of Aztec trackers known as the Locust Brotherhood had passed down symbolic her firstborn sons named Fernando in honor of the first king of Spain to protect nomads, vagabonds, and runaways. The Brotherhood gave the girl a chance, and she studied hydraulics and exoskeletons and upgraded the ancient armor, making it bulletproof and allowing for super strength leaps and kicks. Cool. So that's Locus.
Cool.
She went after child trafficking and drug manufacturing operations, so that's cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Professor X is coming to Rivals.
Lame.
What?
Lame.
I think it's gonna be walking
The,
Professor
the
X.
only way that's even lamer. The only way that this isn't gonna be lame is if Patrick Stewart is voicing the character. The only way that this is not gonna be lame.
Wow. Okay.
Come on,
Let's see.
throw some more at me.
Gia. Forgive me for not pronouncing this right. Jia Jing.
Spell it.
J Jia Jing.
X-Men, who is a fairy.
Cool.
A new mutant activated after the Phoenix dispersion has displayed the following mutant powers. Fairy insectoid.
Rogue.
Move on.
Rogue's cool.
Rogue's whatever. What is she gonna do? She's gonna suck people's powers out and use them back at them?
Yes.
I don't know if that's exactly what she's gonna do, because how would that make any sense? She wouldn't have like 4 powers.
What do you mean?
She wouldn't have her like own set of powers. She'd just be stealing other people's powers.
That's fine.
So how would that work? Would she just suddenly develop like the Hulk's like set list of like ultimates and shit like that?
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Blade.
All right.
We know Blade's
Yeah, I
coming.
was gonna say
He's pretty much in the game right now. We know he's coming out.
he's cool. I like Blade.
But Blade's definitely cool.
Yeah.
MODOK.
All right, that's the first really cool one that you've said. MODOK's awesome. MODOK's like a fucked up, cartoonishly evil, like made only or no, mechanized organism designed only for killing. That's what his name means. Like, he's gonna be awesome. He's probably gonna have like saws and guns and shit that pop out of him and that go and attack you. MODOK's gonna be
That'd be
sick.
fun.
Yeah, MODOK's gonna be awesome.
Captain Marvel.
That's gonna be cool.
Angela.
Angela's gonna be I feel like a powerhouse, right? Is that what she's gonna be? Angela's gonna be
I don't
sick.
know. Who's Angela?
Angela's basically, so originally she was like this angel that came from heaven. But I think they changed her origin to be like an Asgardian like an Asgardian warrior or something like that. But she's pretty badass. She's like a strong like warrior type.
Like Valkyrie?
He's kind of like Valkyrie if Valkyrie was a lot stronger.
Next in the list, Valkyrie.
Yeah, I would rather have Angela, but I think Angela's gonna have different powers, more like godly, like kind of angelic powers, whereas Valkyrie's gonna have more like Asgardian, like beat 'em up powers.
All right, next in the list, Hitmonkey.
Yeah, there we go. The one that I didn't think was gonna. That was, dude. I totally chose that at random as one of the most just random comic characters that I could think of. I did not know that was gonna be on the list.
I will definitely play Hitmonkey.
Yeah, Hitmonkey is sick. It's like
Deadpool.
weird sick. Yeah, Deadpool just makes sense. I mean, whatever, like cool, but like it just makes sense.
How is he not in the game?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, how have they not put him in already? All right, who
Jubilee.
Jubilee? That's cool. That's so there's one of the rare X-Men characters that I'm like, all right, that's cool.
You like Jubilee?
Jubilee's all right. She's a cool character. That's the thing about Jubilee is she's a really cool character. And like I said, I don't really like give a shit about a lot of the characters in the X-Men, but I like Wolverine because he's really troubled. But again, Jubilee's another one that I like a lot. She's like kind of she's cool. She's a cool pop culture character too, because she was like everywhere in like the 90s and 80s.
And Beast.
Yeah, whatever for Beast. He's gonna be probably a pretty OP character.
I think he should be a strategist, like a tanky strategist.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, he would be tanky if anything else. I don't think he would be a strategist. Just based on his like his movements and shit, he would like run around. He'd probably be like the Hulk. Or Black Panther. You know what? He would be a lot like Black Panther, I think. Beast.
Yeah. Who's missing that you think should be here?
Who do I think should be in there based on that list? Who do I think is missing?
Yeah.
I mean, Red Hulk would be cool, but it would be a little derivative.
I think it's just gonna be a skin for Hulk.
Well, yeah, but the thing is the Red Hulk should have different powers, I think. Slightly like
That's true. That's a good point.
more like flaming like powers and shit.
They should throw in Red Hulk. That would be cool.
What's another good one? I mean, if they make Red Hulk like the skin where you do have like a different power set, then I think that would be all right. Let's see. Ghost Rider. Why isn't Ghost Rider in there? Wait,
True.
is he already in there?
No.
Yeah, so why isn't he in there?
That's a good question.
He would be awesome. It would be cool to have like him like have like a motorcycle thing, kind of like how the Punisher like can zip line across the map. Have the Ghost Rider like ride his motorcycle for like 5 to 10 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, dude. Venom, Jeff the Land Shark, Spider-Man, they can all like run on walls. So why can't he just drive his motorcycle on walls?
Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't even think about the on walls part, dude. I was just thinking like if he used like his thing as like a charging move where he could just hop on his bike and charge at the enemy.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah. But cuz he could also use his whip thing too. Who else would be a good character? I mean, I guess you could say is the Falcon in there? No, right?
No, they need to add him. He'd be really cool.
Yeah, the Falcon would be fun. You know, it'd be really funny if they skipped the Falcon and went to Falcon 2. That'd be kind of funny, honestly.
Who else is missing?
Not as any spite to Sam Wilson, just to be like, you know, sorry.
You hate Sam Wilson. Moving on.
No, I love Sam Wilson. He's cool. I love Brave New World. Let's think of some good villains. Thanos, obviously.
Yeah.
Annihilus, he would probably work. Mole Man would probably be a good villain to use.
Super Skrull.
Yeah, Super Skrull would be perfect. I don't know why they didn't use him already too. Mephisto. Yeah, Mephisto would be either a really good like playable villain or even just like a background character like up while like huge destroying the background while you're playing in like a map or something.
Hmm.
Let's think of another Midnight Suns character that should be on the list.
I don't know them.
Well,
Not really familiar.
Ghost Rider, Blade, you could add
Morbius?
Morbius. I mean, every other like one I could think of like a every other one I could think of like a power set. When I think of Morbius, I don't think of like a power set that he would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe like he would be like a healer, like a strategist. He'd be able to like drain like other characters or whatever Scarlet Witch is, but like more hands on. What's another good character that would work? Is Magneto on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like Magneto was in the game.
You should try playing as him.
Yeah, I feel like I never see anybody play as him. Anyways, who else? Daredevil.
Yeah. They need to add Daredevil. It's crazy he's not in the game.
Yep. And you know what? Speaking of which, we mentioned this before. Luke Cage would be perfect.
Yes.
Um,
Because Iron Fist is in the game.
yeah,
It's not Danny Rand, but still.
yeah. And then honestly, just throw Jessica Jones in as a strategist, and you're good. Yeah.
She's like a strategist. She's got like the powers of Superman.
I know, but she could be a strategist, like with the Defenders dynamic. I know she has like the powers of Superman, but she's also like stays more behind the scenes like later on because she has a kid with Luke Cage, so she has to be more of like a mom. That's like how the comics go.
It'd be cool if she was in the game and she just had normal clothes on, like just jeans and a jacket.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Who else? Who else? Doctor Doom.
I thought he was gonna come.
He's in the game, but he's not playable.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
They must think he's like too grand of a villain to be playable, like Thanos.
A more comic accurate Killmonger would probably be a cool character.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because he looks different from Black Panther, and he's got like a slightly different power set.
That'd be awesome.
Claw would be
Claw.
yeah. The Black Panther villain. In the comic books, Claw has an arm with a sonic cannon on it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Machine Man. He would work.
I want them to add Juggernaut because you can already destroy walls. And it'd be cool if he could just run through walls like nothing.
Yeah, that would be cool. Hey, Sentry. Sentry would be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, Taskmaster. That would be another good one.
Yes, that'd be great. Because that would be similar to Rogue.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What are some like unsung characters? I want to think of like some like low. I guess the Kingpin kind of would work. Do they have Hawkeye in the
Oh,
game?
Bullseye.
Bullseye would be
Yeah.
great. They have Hawkeye too?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense. How about Silver Surfer? Is he already in the game? No.
No, but that would be a great choice.
Yeah, Silver Surfer would be cool. Uh Drax the Destroyer would be cool.
Yes.
Um Nova, if he's not already in it, he would be a perfect character.
Nova would be awesome.
Yeah, get a little Dick Rider in there. Um what else?
You're a Nova. You're such a Nova dick rider.
Anyways, thank you for the compliment. Anyways, who else?
Who else?
Oh,
How about Carnage?
yeah, Carnage would work. That would be a kind of derivative of Venom, though.
True. How about Doc Ock? Or Green Goblin? Or Sandman?
Or Shocker and Electro or Mysterio.
Yeah, or Rhino. But Rhino would be just like Juggernaut, and I would rather have Juggernaut.
I just went and grabbed my Marvel Encyclopedia.
Perfect.
Let's find some like low, like some crazy, like obscure ones too. Giant Man would probably work. How come they don't have Ant-Man?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That doesn't make
That's
sense.
really high up on my list.
Yeah.
I really wish they would add Ant-Man. This is true. And Kang.
Yeah, Kang would be awesome. You know, it's one that is kind of plausible, but it's like kind of like a
Ooh.
street hero. Hellcat. That's the one that was friends with Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, Patsy Walker.
Night Nurse.
Yeah, she would be a good strategist.
Strategist.
Yeah.
It's actually a good idea.
Hercules.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, I got a great idea, dude. How come they haven't done this yet? Howard the Duck.
Does he fight ever?
Dude, he knows duck foo. Or no,
I'm done.
he knows quack foo. Sorry. Howard is skilled in the little-known martial art of quack foo and is a formidable opponent in hand-to-hand combat. He also has a gun.
Omega Red.
Omega Red would be awesome. But I want to also say that Howard the Duck has guns sometimes, too.
Red Guardian.
Yeah, Red Guardian would be cool. You know who else would be cool? The Gladiator. Ooh, Iceman. He's a cool X-Man character. And speaking of which,
Oh yeah,
Pyro.
Iceman would be sick.
Pyro would be awesome too.
But we already have Human Torch in the game.
Yeah, but Pyro's just cool.
He is cool.
Yeah. I would take Pyro and Human Torch.
How would you make Pyro play different? Obviously, Pyro can't fly, but like, how would you make people want to play Pyro instead of Human Torch and differentiate them?
I would make Pyro's like blasts more like more crazy. Like more
Like bombs that blow up.
exactly. So like he can shoot like maybe like have it so like both his hands come together and can shoot like this one big like ball of fire, and then he can like maybe like launch balls of fire from his hand, like small ones when he runs around. I think you could make him cool.
Definitely. Who else? Who else?
J. Jonah Jameson. That would be the best the best character to add.
How about Nick Fury?
Nick Fury would be cool. I'm surprised he's not one, honestly.
It'd be cool to have one whole team that's like Captain America, Black Widow, Winter Soldier, Nick Fury, and Hawkeye.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a shield crew.
That's what I can't wait for with when they add more characters. Like right now they have some of the retro X-Men costumes for some of the X-Men characters. And I just want enough characters to have a full retro X-Men team versus like the full Avengers team.
Yeah. Hey, here's a good idea too. Original Edwin Jarvis. The butler. Oh,
For a strategist.
yeah, for a strategist, or just he has like a big ass gun or something. I don't know. Here's one, Kazar. He's cool. He's basically like Tarzan, but he's got like this giant like saber-tooth tiger that kills with him.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Korvac. This is that dude we were trying to figure out about. He's one of the Avengers' first villains. Korvac comes from the same possible 31st century future as the Guardians of the Galaxy. When the Badoon invaded Earth, he quickly offered to help the alien conquerors. They rewarded his loyalty by amputating the lower half of his body. Well, that was a good reward. And replacing it with a mobile computer module. Realizing the potential of his new form, Korvac began to plot against the Badoon. He also managed to siphon energy from the Grand Master, absorb the power cosmic from the world-sized starship that belonged to Galactus. Now seemingly omnipotent, Korvac traveled to the 20th century with the intention of restructuring the universe in his image, but he later faked his own death during a battle with the Avengers. So that's why he was so like badass in the comics, and why he led to like such a big event. That makes sense. He was the first like actual big like Avengers or like Marvel Comics like event that happened in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Kraven the Hunter would be a good one. I think we talked about that
Yeah, that'd be
actually.
cool.
Yeah, I would.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Kraven. Oh, that's funny. They have Leapfrog in here as a character. The dude from She-Hulk.
Wait, what about the frog mutant from X-Men?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't really. I mean,
What about the Blob?
I'd rather just keep staying away from X-Men characters, honestly.
What about the Blob though?
What about Man-Thing?
That would be cool.
What about Werewolf by Night?
What about Legion? That would be cool too. What about Legion?
Legion would be awesome. How about the Lizard?
Yeah.
How about Satan?
Mephisto?
No, just straight Satan.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Just Satan.
That'd be awesome.
Dr. Maura McTaggart. How about her?
Just a doctor.
Just a doctor. A doctor that fell in love with Professor X.
No.
Here's a guy named Madman, and he just has like a mask over his head. How about Madam Web?
How about Mr. Sinister?
Mr. Sinister, yeah, he's all right.
How about Apocalypse?
Yeah, Apocalypse would be cool.
How about Angel?
Nah.
Nah. No to Angel. Okay.
Yes to Angela, no to Angel.
Cool.
How about the Mandarin? How about Shang-Chi?
If it's the 10 Rings one, yeah, Shang-Chi would be sick. I think his dad would be sick.
How about Alicia Masters?
Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't that like one of the girlfriends of somebody?
Oh, dude, Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty
Walk
Pryde's
through
cool.
walls.
Yeah, I like Kitty Pryde. That would actually be a really sick. If they could figure out how to do that, that would be really.
She could be a
sick.
strategist, and she could like grab other people and make them intangible, and therefore saving them from taking damage.
Yeah, that would be cool. How about Molecule Man? That would be sick.
How about Quicksilver, a speedster?
Quicksilver, yeah, Quicksilver would be all right. How about Multiple Man? You know what would be really cool about Multiple Man is if you like made like 5 to 10 of yourself, and then they just all started attacking like different characters, and you had to like kill the original in order to you know what I'm saying, in order to like kill all of them.
Yeah. Are there any other characters that would be like a team? They have to be a team. And you play as both of them, kind of like Cloak and Dagger.
Well, I would have said originally Rocket and Groot, but they didn't go for that.
So Rocket can actually hop on Groot's shoulders, and like they can fight like that, but they're separate characters.
Yeah, so that makes sense, but at the same time, I still think Cloak and Dagger should have been separate characters. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Here's one that could be two characters. Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
All right, dude. All right. Segment over. Segment's done.
Come on. Photon Photon would work.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Kamala Khan.
Miss Marvel would be sick in this game.
Do they have Miles Morales?
No, but they should.
Yeah, they definitely should. This book was pre Miles Morales and pre Kamala Khan.
Wow.
Yeah, I got this book when I was like 5. How about the Prowler? He'd be a good character. And you could have the Prowler and Miles Morales. Do they have Psylocke yet? They should they I got a really good character. The Purple Man. Kilgrave?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Better hope there's no women on the other team.
A
Match is about to get dark.
Quasar. Quasar would be a good one.
How about Korg?
Hey everybody, I'm just here to do some killing. Yeah, that would be cool. How about the Rawhide Kid? That would be cool. Just have him like with guns. There needs to be more gun characters.
There needs to be more sword characters.
Swordsman, Black Knight.
How many characters with there's Magic, Swordsman, Black Magic is in the game, but Swordsman and Black Knight are not in the game yet. They should be.
Yeah, they
That'd be
should.
cool. So actually I think the Swordsman is the current Iron Fist in the game. Like the character it's not Danny Rand, I think it's the Swordsman.
A Sentinel. Just have a Sentinel.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Shang-Chi, he'd be cool. They got Shala Bal in this book. They got She-Thing. Do we want a She-Thing?
Oh, She-Hulk.
No, She-Thing, I said.
Yeah, but She-Hulk should be in the game.
Yeah, but She-Thing, man.
I know.
Oh, here we go. Shatterstar. He can be another sword bearer.
I don't know who that is. Oh, Psylocke has a sword.
You know who Shatterstar is, dude. You've seen him in live action.
No, I haven't.
Yes.
Oh, and Deadpool has swords.
Dude, yes, you have. You have seen Shatterstar in live action.
All right, which movie?
Deadpool 2. He's the alien that falls out of the sky and lands in the helicopter propeller and turns to goop.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You've seen him.
Cool.
Silvermane. Nah. Scrolls. Just the scrolls.
Well, a Super Scroll would be cool.
Yeah. The Snarks. I don't know what the Snarks are. Snowbird. Goddess of the Northern Lights. You know what? She would make a good character.
Sounds cool.
Son of Satan.
That's cool.
Yeah, he would work. I used to have his comics. Oh, dude, Spider-Man 2099.
That would probably be a skin.
Punisher 2099 would be cool. Oh, dude.
That skin already exists, I think.
Dude, if they don't make a Hulk 2099 skin, I will be so disappointed, dude. Hulk 2099 is one of the coolest looking characters.
Or a Maestro skin.
Maestro skin would be awesome, but Hulk 2099, dude, do you know what that looks like?
No.
Oh, look it up, dude. It's crazy.
All right.
It's basically like a super 90s version of the Hulk.
Like an abomination?
Kind of.
Looks awful.
Oh, I love it, dude.
He's like Lizard Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. Lizard Hulk. Let's see. Thanos. I love how Thanos gets a tiny portion and then the Flash gets like a big ass thing. Like Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Thunderball. That he would be a good character. They could make a Thunderstrike skin for Thor if they haven't already. They could put Titania in. Ultron.
He's definitely in the game.
Yeah.
He's dropping on the 30th.
They could put Umar in it.
Don't know that one.
The sister of the Dread Dormammu and a member of the mystical Phantom race. Umar is
What about
exiled.
Black Bolt?
Yeah, he'd be alright. How about U.S. Agent? I've been wanting to say him the whole time.
He would be cool too. So I think they should do U.S. Agent and have Red Guardian as a skin for him.
That would be cool. Yeah. Just make them...
Because they would play the same with like a shield and a gun.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a good idea. Vulture. They could do that one. Have they done War Machine yet?
No, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be sick. He'd basically be like Punisher and Iron Man combined. They could do the
What are
Wasp.
some more villains though?
Wendigo.
I like Doc Ock as an option. And Green Goblin.
Yeah, Doc Ock would be sick. A Wonder Man.
That'd be cool.
Hmm.
Oh, Mysterio.
Arnim Zola. All right, that was my first one. Let me look at my other one. Here's also kind of a deep cut idea for Marvel Rivals is the idea of like we could name some of what we think the battlefields will be.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like I think Battle World is a good idea for
Yep.
for one of the maps.
Nowhere.
Nowhere's a great idea. Do they have a Doctor Doom castle like Latvia?
No, that'd be great.
All right, let me look at this. This is Ultimate Marvel. This is like more like 20.
Hell.
Hell, that would be cool. Yeah, HEL. All right, a timeline of Marvel Universe events. Oh, this book would actually be great to like read on here. The birth of Franklin Richards, Reed Richards and Susan Storm's wedding, the Thanos War, the Korvac saga, Atlantis attacks, Mutant Massacre, Secret Wars, the Kree Skrull War.
You know, what'd be cool is a not so big version of I forgot the name of the dragon. The big dragon.
Bing Fang
It's kind of
Boom.
cartoon. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he'd be awesome.
Just don't make him as big. Make him like decently giant sized, but not too giant sized.
Yeah.
Make him a tank.
All right. So right here, these are the Silver Age, and most of them we said already for like for heroes and villains, but there's got Red Skull would be one that we missed.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, Miss America, they could add her. She's basically like seems like a female Captain America kind of.
Is that the one from Doctor Strange too?
No, 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 no. Miss America looks different. Dum Dum Dugan would be a good one. Let's see.
You have no idea how bad I wish that this Rivals game was a DC Rivals.
Yeah, no, I know there's a lot that they could do with that. I have a DC book too that we go through one of these days. Blonde Phantom, that sounds like a cool character. Hey, I found a Marvel character that should be in Rivals. Ready?
It's gonna be a joke character.
Not at all. Her name's Asbestos Lady. We got Nellie the Nurse. We got Major Liberty, Ziggy Pig and Silly Seal, Wyatt Earp, the real life character Wyatt Earp.
Tom Sawyer.
It's a fictional character, Tom Sawyer.
Oh man, a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen game would be sick.
That would be cool.
You could honestly have like a Rivals game like that too, because it's not just that one team. There's like a bunch of different iterations of the team and a bunch of other literary characters that show up in the books.
Yeah,
You could have a huge game just like this with characters like that.
I honestly think more of like a linear game would be perfect for like a,
Oh yeah, dude.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
a story game. Okay, Flash Thompson Venom would be cool.
Agent Venom?
Yeah, exactly. We could do Uncle Ben Parker. He could just show up and distract everyone.
You already said Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
I know. I'm saying in a non-joking way that we could make Uncle Ben a character, and his power is like, you remember Star Wars?
Dying.
Well, so sort of. You remember Star Wars? You remember Star Wars Battlefront 2 when you played as
Yes.
Obi-Wan and you would go out on the field and you would confuse the shit out of people and it would be hard to see. And you did the same thing as Rey. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
You'd use
No, I don't.
so like when you'd use the Force on people as Rey or as Obi-Wan Kenobi, you would basically like cause like a confusion thing, and that would be like in the movie where they'd be like, these aren't the droids you're looking for.
So why is Uncle Ben doing that?
So like Uncle Ben's power can be that he gives inspirational speeches that confuse the shit out of the players and distract them so they can't function and the buttons don't work.
I think this is where we end the list. I think we end right there. I can't go any more than that, man. Uncle Ben, as a serious answer,
As a serious
the wells
answer.
the wells dried up.
Odin, Loki.
Oh, this would be cool. Loki's in the game. Hell is in the game.
I was gonna say, yeah, Loki is in the game. I don't know why I said him.
Heimdall would be cool.
J. Jonah Jameson. I'm telling you, he'd be awesome.
You already said that.
I know, but I'm telling you, I'm reiterating. That would be sick.
Scorpion.
All right, yeah, Scorpion would be all right. Uatu. All he does is just watch. He doesn't do anything else. He just watches everybody fight. He's the worst player to have.
Electra?
Electra would be cool.
Oh, Silver Samurai?
Silver Samurai, that would be awesome. I'm telling you, I think there's a few that we're missing. And I think they're probably in the X-Men.
Oh, there's plenty of X-Men we're
I
missing.
know,
Dude.
I'm joking. Because I was so adamantly against the X-Men at the beginning of this.
Or the Inhumans. Or the Celestial.
Oh yeah. Medusa. Um,
I already said Black Bolt.
you know what would be a good one? Icarus from the Eternals.
Yeah.
Enchantress
cool.
would work. Yep.
Polaris.